All right, boyos, welcome to the first episode of the Citrus Cast podcast, joined by myself, Benji, Plain Set, also known as Mr. Creamer, and
Hello.
Snow Fox, also known as Mr. Aidan.
Hello, nice to meet you. Hello.
How
are you going?
Full
How are you doing?
Full title for you, Aidan. This is something that I know for a fact me and Aidan have wanted to do for like at least what feels like a fucking century, but we've wanted to do something like this for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the workshop, but now we're doing it. Yay!
It has. So just a quick sort of overview of what we're going to be doing. We've decided we'll take a bit of a slow approach to begin with. Going forward, we're each going to sort of pick a topic each week, talk about it, something we're interested in, and just sort of get a conversation rolling about it. So Aidan's picked the topic for this week, haven't you, Aidan? What have you gone for?
So I was doing a bit of reminiscing before about my time at uni, and especially the Unreal Engine. And so I was looking before and was watching a few videos on how the new Unreal Engine 5 is like supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about modern video games as like a whole.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, just like, what do you think are some of the best modern video games that have come out over the past like decade or so?
None, they're all shit.
Yeah, I was going to say
Now, fully enough, Aidan,
Modern Warfare 2.
like 20 minutes before we jumped on, I actually made something that you might appreciate. It's very low effort, but I thought it might encapsulate quite well. So I'll put it in the Discord now. You can have a look at it and see what you think. I'll have to find it now. What it's called? I accurately named it Gaming Snobbery because why not?
Gaming Snobbery.
Yeah. So I'll put it up on screen as well for people.
Right, what is this? What is this?
So
utter dross.
Yeah. So we were talking about it, and it made me think sort of like the levels between games that come out in the market, and how we sort of experience them and how we sort of view them. So I'd say like the vast majority of titles that come out these days is anywhere in that. If you're looking at it, anywhere in that middle section, it should be the peak should be a bit more to the left, to be honest. But we move. It was made quite hastily, but it just made me think a lot about.
Joking quite hastily.
It did take me about 3 minutes to make it, in MS Paint as well.
MS Paint.
Yeah. But it just made me think about sort of how we actually view games as a whole. Talk about modern games.
Well, funnily enough, I actually did a bit of research because I was bored. I've got a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at some like bad reviewed games.
Yeah.
And there's a game not released not that long ago. You might have heard of it. It's a bit of an obscure game called Battlefield 2042.
Oh, yes.
And I was just having like a bit of a browse, and I decided, you know what, I'll have a look at some of the reviews about it, because I've not played it myself, but I've heard about just how, according to your scale, utter dross it is.
It is.
So I've compiled what I've collated together, and I'm calling what shall we say? Fill in the review, and it's just a list of just reviews or like comments that people have made about like this game or about anything.
Yeah. And
I've compiled a list of a couple of my favourites, including a negative review, Battlefield 20 to 42 FPS.
Accurate.
Is one comment.
That's pretty good.
I've got another negative review. I'm not sure who wrote any of these. I should have probably have taken down the names. To be fair, actually, that first one, that I saw a lot of those, so that's like memes galore with that. A second review that I found was 3 was too much for this game.
Yeah.
And a positive review, uninstalling it had no problems.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was not very good at all.
No.
It was, in fact, utter dross. It really was. That would fit perfectly on that scale.
If utter dross is 0, then Battlefield would be like minus 0.5.
Yeah. But
minus 0.5.
What I wanted to get across with the scale is, I feel as though, because you were talking about modern games, Aidan, about we often have a standard which we have these games. So, for example, I put as number 2, okay. Most CODs and FIFAs these days, and stuff like that, the annual sort of releases, your Assassin's Creed, all that bollocks, they all fit that sort of basic criteria where they're not pushing the boat out, but they're good enough where people are like, yeah, okay, I'll buy it.
You'll buy them every year.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a thing last year kind of thing.
Yeah. For example, Vanguard, I know it came out November like it does with every COD, with it being the annual thing. Vanguard was okay, but that was just about it. It was like, okay, it's just another COD game.
Yeah,
Ideally,
it gets to the same point.
Obviously, they've revised the formula a little bit now because of the Battle Royale and all that other sort of stuff which you can do, which works quite positively because it is enjoyable, that sort of stuff, but it does sort of fit that standard core of just, well, here you go, here's a $40 game, enjoy it, see you in a bit.
It's not even $40.
Yeah.
That's a problem now.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing with like modern games. They're so expensive.
Yeah,
they're so expensive, and they are huge. I mean, like Modern Warfare, for example. But what is that in total? Like 120 gig?
I'm sure
like,
it's more than that. I'm sure it's touching.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, I remember installing it on my Xbox One, like just after it came out, and the first half of it was like 64 gig or something like that, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And then it comes packaged with the compulsory download of their Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you have to do or you can't play the game.
Yeah.
And then that's another 100 gig.
And that's another... Yeah, it's ridiculous. Apparently what they've done now is like they've split it up so you don't have to download... You can download one or the other or both if you want to.
Yeah.
Which is good. But honestly, when you're going to all the effort of playing a game, I don't want to be waiting
3
50
days.
hours,
Yeah.
however long, to install and play a game. I want to play a game and I want to play it now. That's sort of my attitude.
It's funny though, because you see how desensitized people have come to that now. They just sort of accept it. It's like, oh, well, day one patch, 30 gig updates, it is what it is. Yeah. Whereas, like,
you buy the game, you go, I'll play that tomorrow when it installs. That's the normal though.
Exactly.
Because the games are that big, because the graphics are that good. It's what it is. You just have to wait the day now.
Yeah. So, Aidan, back to your original point. I know we did go fucking bit off the deep end. The modern video games. What was you saying about them?
I don't know.
He's lost his train.
I've lost my train. Yeah.
It only took 8 minutes and Ian's lost his train.
So I was reminiscing about modern games. The best modern. What are the best modern games that you've played so far?
Of what?
Like say for like the past decade or so.
This decade.
Like this past decade or whatever.
Well, if you have a look at my graph.
Oh hey.
Honestly, right. I know I've barked on about it a lot recently, but Elden Ring is honestly a cut above the rest.
Wait,
I made that video.
I've never just talked about Elden Ring.
I made that video, and like seriously, it is a cut above the rest. It is. I think it's the closest we've been to a perfect game, I guess you could say. Because everything, it just ticks all the boxes, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, since it's been released, it's been out like not quite 2 months now, and I've played something like 240 hours on it. Because if you look at like my recently played over the last 4 weeks, it's like Elden Ring, CSGO, TF2, Dota, and that's it. And if you look at it, it's like 65 hours on Elden Ring in the past 2 weeks, because honestly, it's incredible.
It's just that good a game.
Yeah.
Which I've still yet to play.
But I think I'd happily class that as the best game I've ever played, to be honest with you, Aidan. End of discussion. See you next week.
The best game, Elden Ring. Finish the podcast now. That's done.
Yeah.
No more needs to be said.
Yeah. It's good. It is really good.
See, I don't really have best game, or I don't think there is a best game.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I don't play Elden Ring and I'm just like against the whole thing. But it depends on what you like as well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like Elden Ring, but that kind of style of game.
Here's one for you. What do you think is the most overrated modern title? Because I know I'm sat on a big one here, and I know at least Aidan's going to have a bit of a poor at it.
The most overrated game?
Yeah.
Question.
Modern game. So when are we talking, like, the past decade?
Yeah, why not? Past decade or so.
Give or take, yeah.
Well, like you said before, say 2007 onwards. We'll go for that. Seems a pretty stable point.
Like 15 years or so.
Yeah.
Okay. Most overrated game. Can I be rude and say Tetris?
No.
Whoa,
you
can't be rude.
Can't be rude. That is illegal. Get out. Tetris.
Tetris is the king of all games.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be honest. I think it's Skyrim. I think if it didn't have a modding community as big and as successful as what it is, the game would it wouldn't even be remotely close to where it is now.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
A lot of people will be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But I don't see how you compare Skyrim to a lot of other open world RPGs and be like, "Yeah, this is clearly
this is the best of the best."
This is a cut above the rest, because it just fucking isn't. It's got an incredible modern community, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I think I could say that with a pretty solid, because I've put quite a lot of hours into Skyrim, and a lot of that has been fucking around with the mods. And some of the mods, you got to take your hat off to people, are amazing. Especially
they made the mods better in the game nowadays.
Yeah. Especially the ones that more or less create an entire new game out of it.
Yeah,
is immense.
Completely changed the story. There you go. Have fun.
And I just I think I do have a bit of a thing against Bethesda, but I just think Skyrim's really overrated.
I mean, I could see where you're coming from, but I sort of have to disagree just a little bit, because I like Skyrim a lot. To be fair, I'm not like a massive fanboy, but when I first got the game, I was like, "This is good. I really want to continue playing this."
Yeah.
So. But then again, I don't mod it as much myself, so I guess I'm from like a different perspective.
Yeah.
Of I play the game as it was intended to be played.
Yeah.
Sort of RPG style. Getting heavy on like the role playing aspects of it.
Yeah.
Whereas you do see like Skyrim mods. There was a channel that I used to watch when I was younger, when it first came out, who used to do like reviews on like the different Skyrim mods, and I'd be marvelled at it. But I used to think, what's the point?
Yeah.
The game's big enough already as it is.
Yeah.
Is there really a need to add more stuff to it?
I think as a developer, if you're relying on a modding community to make your game better, then you've fundamentally...
You need to hire them modders.
You've got issues there. I'm not saying you shouldn't rely on the modding community, because obviously you're going to get people that are going to come out with groundbreaking stuff. But if you're like, yeah, we'll do this and we'll just hope people will make our game good, then that's an issue.
The thing is, though, that's what Nintendo did, didn't they? Everyone was modding Mario, and then they're like, okay, let's just make a game where
pretty much.
can literally make their own maps and just let them have fun with it. And they made the game.
Oh, that was like Super Mario Maker, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did 2 of them. It was that popular game. They made 2 of them. There's Mario Maker 2 now.
I think Skyrim really suffers from that, in my opinion. It's there, it exists, and then you've just got everything that makes it better, which is the modern community, and it's still so active as well. Is a big thing as well. That's why there's been like 850 fucking versions of the game that you can play in your bastard smart fridge.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But it's the whole like Terraria versus Minecraft thing. Like, modded Minecraft is just something else entirely.
Oh yeah, Minecraft's a good game.
Yeah.
But the mods is something else. Like the people who made the mods of Minecraft is just ridiculous.
How many hours of a group, as a group, have we sunk into just different servers we've played on Modern Minecraft? Fucking shit tons.
Couldn't tell you,
Just playing.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
But if someone said to me,
we made the vanilla Minecraft maybe like 10 hours.
Yeah. But if someone said to me like vanilla Minecraft versus vanilla Terraria, I'd pick vanilla Terraria every time. But as soon as you start getting those mods in with Minecraft, some of the mod packs and stuff like that, it's an entirely different game. But I think the big difference there is Minecraft as a game and Mojang as a developer doesn't rely on the community to make it good.
No, yeah.
Like, they already have this solid core structure there, and they've built around it, and they've gone, right, okay, you see what you can do.
Let me add this, yeah. But that's the whole point what Minecraft is. Minecraft is a creative game.
Yeah.
So that's what they made it for. They made it for people to go, right, here you go, here's wood, stone, whatever you're build with, go build something.
Yeah.
And then people are like, hang on, let's just build some code, and let's just mod it.
Yeah.
You know, let's do something.
I remember watching a video recently. I go back to watching videos because that's all I do in my free time. There's nothing else to do anymore. I mean, there's play games, but apart from playing games, watching videos is another waste of my time that I happily delve thousands of hours into doing it as part of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was watching this video about how Minecraft itself was actually like programmed.
Yeah.
And they were discussing about like how the technology to create the game wasn't possible about 25 years ago. That's why it only came out about 10 years ago instead of earlier. It's like a simple premise of like just blocks, but like getting the randomness and actually making it realistic enough that people can play it and it doesn't look off. With all like the different layers and like how all the blocks need to be placed next to each other, and that, like that could only be done with like modern technology, which I found like really, really cool actually.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually.
Did you know that Minecraft is the biggest selling game of all time?
Oh yeah, I did not.
What about Terraria? I think your fact may be flawed, the Potter.
No. Over 200 million
Minecraft is like ridiculous.
Really? Are you sure? I'm sure Terraria still has the top spot.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Minecraft.
Over 200 million people have played or bought Minecraft.
238 million. Sales of Minecraft. Then it's GTA 5. Then Tetris.
Wow, GTA 5 comes above Tetris. Mind you, I say that as if I'm shocked, but I'm not really. But I was surprised Tetris had fell off the number 1 spot.
Terraria is a solid 15th on this list.
Terraria is fucking great. I know Aidan's a big fan of Terraria.
Yes. I absolutely love the game with all my heart. I could never wish for another one like it. Really? Yeah, it's up there on top of my top 1 million games of all time.
1 million, fucking hell! Yep. I'm glad it just about creeps into that.
I'm glad it creeps into games that you've ever played.
In the fucking observable universe, yeah, it makes it onto the list somewhere. Just between now and a fucking Google, it gets on the list.
Yeah. Where would you rank that on Ben's list then?
What? Oh yeah, where would you put Terraria on the chart?
Where would you put... or is it?
Where would you put Terraria? Do you want me to tell you?
Or Terraria?
Terraria. Do you want me to tell you where I'd put Terraria? I'd put Terraria at number 4.
I knew you were number 4. I'm thinking more of a 3 myself.
3.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 3. Like I can understand it to be, but for me, it's not. It's.
I make sure it's 1 million games, but it's a good game.
There are a lot of good games out there.
I feel like a good game makes top 1,000 though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I don't like it myself, but I can see like why people like it.
I get you. Yeah. But I still feel like top 1 million is a bit of a stretch.
But like, what was I going to say then? There are some titles now which are coming out which I think we're starting to push boundaries in aspects that weren't really being pushed before. Like when I was saying before about the annual games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A big thing what I like about Elden Ring is how it's just flipped that entire genre off. because like Ubisoft for years have just been putting out Far Cry game after Far Cry game, and it's go here, do that, kill this animal, free this checkpoint, fucking sort this out, whatever. And Elden Ring's just gone, okay, forget that bollocks. Here's a massive map. Here's about 18 million bosses. Fucking have at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to
whatever
me is,
you want. You want to fight the final boss first at level 1? You could do that.
That to me is what open world should be in that aspect, not this go around. I know in that video I made, it doesn't feel like when you're fighting these bosses and stuff like that, you're going around doing a checklist. It feels as though you're expanding this world and you're getting better as you go on. And a lot of these open world games, especially with the Assassin's Creed, fucking Far Cry and stuff like that, it just feels as though it's just a to-do list of tasks. To be fair, Skyrim, I know I was hating Skyrim a bit, but that is something like once you first come out the starting area, it's like, well, here's the entire fucking map. I've had it. Which
that's the worst thing is when you go, oh, you can't go to this, you can't enter this town because you've not done this quest or whatever like that. There's none of that. You just walk around and go, oh, okay.
Like there are definitely ways to structure. Like Elden Ring, you unlock the maps in different bits, but you're not realistically, you could just beeline straight to the main boss if you wanted to. Obviously, the game's like if you're going to do that, you're going to get fucked in the ass, which is obviously expected. But it gives you that option, which is what an open world game should do, rather than just being like, well, I'll drip feed you here, I'll drip feed you there. Like I always have something called the Assassin's Creed effect, which is having like an amazing world, which is as large as an ocean but as deep as a fucking puddle. It's got there's more substance in a fucking flapjack than there is in the game.
Yeah.
And there are so many titles.
Game. Yeah. That's about it.
Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey was probably one of the last open world Assassin's Creed ones I played, and you have to like be a certain level before you can carry on with the main quest. And you're like, well, what's the fucking point? Because by the time you level up and you get to the main quest, you forget why you enjoyed the fucking main quest in the first place. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you forget when you're up to the story, and then you get back into the and you go, hang on, what now?
So just,
well, this is why I liked the old Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed 2 is
because like
like Brotherhood, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Because like you progressed through the game, but you unlocked areas as you progressed through the game, and then you could go back and start exploring around them and collect all the different collectibles and things like that. Yeah. And it was nice. It was part of the progress of the game, but like. The new one,
like you have to force yourself to do anything.
Yeah, you have to like.
You didn't have to do all the side missions or get so much. Missions at level 1 and just level up as you went through, and that was like fluid that way.
Yeah,
that was good.
It feels as though games really do struggle for that substance at times, and that's just not just picking up on open world ones, but
that's just.
There was was it came out recently? The Ascent, was it the Ascent, something like that, which was like a top-down one, similar to XCOM. And that was just honestly fucking garbage because it tried to mold like different aspects. So it was like having management aspects in the same way XCOM did, but not the I don't know how to put it. You know, you've played XCOM, haven't you? You know, like XCOM, you've got the fact that you can go out into the field and your characters can die and this and the other, and you've got to try, a bit like Darkest Dungeon. This tried to manipulate that system, and it just didn't feel as though there was any impact behind anything that was happening.
Any decision you make.
I feel like open world games really do suffer with that the most. And like I was saying before, people have become so desensitized to it because that's what they're used to now. Another Far Cry game, another Assassin's Creed game. So when a game like Elden Ring,
like, oh, I'm looking forward to this game coming out. It's okay. When's the next COD out?
Yeah,
because everyone's going to be on. The problem is if you don't get the games now, you fall behind. You've not got the next cards. Everyone else has, and you're playing on your own.
Yeah,
like
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these games are bad. They're just lazy. Is the big thing. They know they can.
It's not even the games. It's more the developers. In that sense.
They know they can put these games out. People are going to buy them, and they can just get by. You're going to get loads of people hating them each year, but you're going to get more people that are buying them because it's something else to play.
It's the next game. It's the next game to play. Yeah.
Yeah. So when a game like Elden Ring comes out, even Dying Light 2 is pretty fucking good and blows people's socks off. It starts putting pressure on those sort of developers again, which is good.
Yeah.
But that's just me rambling, to be honest.
I have a bit of a qualm with open world games. Like they're good and all that, but just I miss games that actually have a closed box to them.
Yeah.
So games like Oh, I'm playing it recently. It came out in 2004, and it is The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Yeah.
And it's a game set. It's set. World of Lord of the Rings is set at the time of the films, and you play unique characters. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and you get to level them up over the progress over the course of the entire game.
Yeah.
But you go through each of the different levels, and I miss that. I miss that about games where you can just go from one level to the next, but there's a story, a unique story that pushes you through. I miss that. I find it nice and secure that I've got. I know it's a bit linear, and linearity in games isn't what really you want anymore with like modern titles, say like
it's all changing away from
Elden
that.
Ring or whatever. But I like it. I like the old Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. I like the old Sonic games where
I was
you've
going to
got
say, it's like Mario, isn't it? Basically, you go
yeah,
through, you do one level, you move on to the next.
Yeah.
yeah. I like those games, but there aren't seem to be sort of many of them anymore. I mean, there's
I just played
what?
the new Kirby, and that's basically
Yeah, well,
you say,
there's
yeah,
got Kirby. What's
pretty
that
good.
one? Where you are that little yellow dude that has to run around hiding from things.
Little yellow dude.
Little Nightmare.
I think yeah, Little Nightmare.
That was good, Little Nightmare.
That's a similar kind of thing. You like it's a side scroller one, or
Yeah.
2.5D or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's got its own levels, and you go from one bit to the next, and you progress through it. I miss that.
Majority just one level that you just go right. To be honest, it feels like it's one level that you just play, and you just learn the story as you go through.
To be fair
That's what
though,
it feels
if you look at things like Steam stats, some of those games like fucking Cuphead, that is critically acclaimed. Ori and the Blind Forest is another one. Hollow Knight, those sort of games. People think like it was always the meme ages ago. EA was like, no one enjoys single player games anymore, and then single player games go on to be the highest selling games of the year, more or less every single fucking year.
Yeah.
It's just
that's why I can't wait for the new Harry Potter world. To be honest, the new Harry Potter Legacy.
Oh yeah, I am looking forward to that.
I cannot wait for that game for that exact reason.
I do think that'll be pretty good. I do think it'll be good, but it fucking best be good as well. Fucking
it's got hype for it as well now.
Kerbal Space Program 2 as well. That best be good as well. That should be good. But yeah, I think that's just more because sort of like the global market has shifted a lot towards these sort of battle royales and your open worlds and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's
because there's streams and things like that though. Like
oh yeah,
YouTube.
definitely.
What gets watched is what people make because more people will watch them. So.
Yeah, it's like there'll always be a market for those sort of games. I think.
Oh yeah.
There was one I played. What was it called? Tales of Iron. Tales of Iron. I played, and that was like it was narrated by Doug Cockle, who is Geralt of Rivia. It was narrated by him, and you basically play as this rat in this fantasy kingdom, killing side scroller one similar to Blasphemous and Hollow Knight and those sort of ones, killing the bosses and it was really fun. It was not very long. I think I beat it in like maybe a day and a half or something like that. But it was it was an interesting little game.
Okay.
But I do revel in just when you stumble across those gems on Steam, if you just stumble along and you come across something like that.
You go, oh, that was good. And you play it and you're like, wow.
Yeah, it's good.
It's always the little indie games.
Have you picked up the Death Stranding director's cut, Creamer? Because I know you're out of everyone I talk to, you're probably the only person that has actually played Death Stranding. I think Ben played it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I've not picked up the director's cut now.
Did you? What did you think of Death Stranding, Creamer?
You know what? It was a really good game.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sure where the story was going.
Yeah.
And then it came back at the end, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. I thought the casting was really good for it. I like the fact that they used proper actors to make a.
Oh yeah, because Norman Reedus is in it.
Yeah. It's Max Mikkelsen's as well, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, of course. But like the actors, and they make it feel like it's like you're watching a film basically that you then play through, which I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
It did.
And I like that you can interact with people like around the world, but it doesn't have. You don't have to. Basically, your world can change depending on what other people do, and you can change other people's worlds, but you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. You can just play through the story on your own, or you can try and help people out on the way.
It was a very beautiful game. Like the story was fucking mad. I didn't really know what the fuck was happening.
I thought the story was good until they started introducing all like. It was when you go back and there was one scene, and it's like a cut scene, and they go back to it's like World War II and in the trenches, and it's like all in his head. And after that, it was like no, that's where I lost the story basically. When you were just running around, making the deliveries, trying to like avoid all the aliens, things like that. Then that was brilliant. That was so well done. It was a beautiful looking game. It was difficult, but not too difficult.
Yeah,
it just worked. And then I think they just messed up the story after that.
It was a fun game. It really was. The first Strand type game, as our boy coined it.
Yeah.
Do you think mocap is going to go far with it, with like games like that?
Oh yeah, massively.
Because I'm going down to uni to do like my screen acting course, aren't I?
Yeah.
A master's, and part of that is with motion capture.
Yeah.
And like how it can be used both like on films and like in games and things like that. So
yeah,
it's one of the reasons why I'm going down there, because I like that. I like that there are crossovers with like the acting stuff and like the video games. But what I was saying was like you compare things like motion capturing games to like actual like in-game videos of like people. So you know the old Myst games where they had
the puzzle games.
The puzzle games where they actually had like actual people and they'd film them and put the videos like in the game.
Yeah.
And I find it's like a nice progression, really, isn't it? But I was just wondering, like, do you reckon they'll ever go back to that, or do you think it'll be like split, or is it just are they going to go down
probably
there?
the closest you're going to get, to be honest.
I think
I feel like CGI has come so far that it'll just try and move away from it.
I think it'll go full down the full on realism point of view, especially with fucking Unreal Engine 5 now. Like that stuff is fucking unreal. Some of the stuff unreal. Some of the stuff you've actually seen with it is immense. And then when you start,
it's so unreal that it looks real.
Yeah, when you throw in the elements of VR as well, some of the stuff that'll come out in the next few years will be fantastic. I think. In terms of like realism,
you will be in the game. Like you'll be one with the games eventually. It's like ridiculous.
In terms of the
realism, I don't like the appeal of VR.
Oh, it's great.
I don't like I just don't get it. I don't get putting your head in a box and then looking around your room blind, where you see like videos of people falling over and breaking their TVs because they're jumping it straight into them and they can't see them.
As someone who has played VR, that does not happen. It's it's not supposed to happen anyway.
Well, yeah.
When you go into VR, you set a safe area like around yourself. And that's like, if you step out of that zone, or if you go near the edge of that zone, you will get a thing come up saying you've moved too far away, move back, you're going to hit something.
Yeah.
So the people who do fall over, break TVs, things like that, they are just idiots. Just idiots. Or they're doing it for YouTube or whatever. No, they are not following precautions with VR.
I tell you,
but the way VR is going, though, I think it will become like Ready Player One in 8 years, maybe most.
Look at
completely immersive experience.
If you're skeptical about VR, Aidan, something I'd recommend is Beat Saber. I will let you come around mine and use my VR headset and play Beat Saber, and I guarantee your opinion after it will change.
That's the thing though. I'd do that, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I don't see the appeal of like playing games like
I played the Iron Man game.
VR games like Half-Life Alyx. That's the VR game that's like the big one.
Yeah.
Well, you best get used to it because that's the direction the games are going.
Yeah, probably.
I'm telling you.
Nah, don't like it. Nah. Do not like it at all. Nah. I want to stick to my Xbox, stick to my Nintendo Switch, stick to my Sega Genesis.
Don't get me wrong, I prefer the sitting down keyboard experience, but playing Beat Saber, the first time I played that was awesome. And then Half-Life Alyx as well was totally different experience. Probably one of the best in terms of raw gaming I've had in a very long time.
Well,
it was great to play. But it just depends. People vibe in different ways. You know.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If you're not into it, it is what it is.
Yeah, not everyone wants the VR experience. Not everyone, like me playing Rocket League, I play keyboard and mouse. I don't play with the controller.
Yeah,
it's just how I
play. Some people would say that is definitely cursed, but you let Creamer do Creamer.
We move on. Different people like different things. That's the point, anyway.
But yeah, you do need to get a good exposure to it, Aidan, because I do think someone like you, especially, your opinion would shift on it.
Especially as an actor, I feel like that's the way it's probably. I feel like you'd find that very good if you especially did something like a role playing game, like a D&D kind of style game with that, and it was VR. I feel like that'd be fantastic. The way they could do that.
Yeah. Speaking of D&D, there is a game I've played it a lot, but there's one. It's called Divinity. I don't know if you've heard of the series, but there's the big one on Steam, which is Divinity Original Sin 2. Should check it out. It's very...
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Oh, you can play it on your own, you can play it with a full party, and it's like, it is really good. Really good. I like it a lot. I've played it a lot on my own. I'd like to play it with at least 2 other people. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, the big D&D video game series for that is Baldur's Gate, isn't it?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate's good as well. Owen got me that for my birthday, and it's good.
Yeah, I was looking at getting that, but I'm poor. I do not have money to be paying on game. Well, it goes back to the same old question. Like, games are so expensive now. You don't have the money to be able to buy them anymore.
True. Yeah.
Like Minecraft. Minecraft, when it first came out, was what, 10, 12 quid? Now it's what, 25 quid?
Is it that much now?
It's a stupid amount. Like, AAA titles back 10, 15 years ago, 35 quid.
Yeah, I was going to say
40 at most. Now they're going for 60, 65 quid for the normal edition.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I remember buying, I want to say it was Black Ops 2. And I cannot remember if it was Black Ops 2 or not, but it was, as you say, it was about 30 quid, 40 quid at most. Yeah. And now it's the new cards. Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was 39. And the newest card now, I want to say, is about 60 quid. It's the same. So I got it. And I want to say it was probably the same cost. It may be more because I got the Elite Edition. But
yeah.
The new cards now are about 60 quid. And it's just...
Going back to my chart, it's just okay.
Okay.
I would agree with that. I would agree with it's just okay.
Yeah. I might modify that and put okay and then in brackets lazy, because those games could be better if they wanted to. But
yeah,
you
just need...
lazy.
See, that's the thing with COD though. When Black Ops 1 came out and it was zombies, and it was like, that zombies, the whole thing made the game for me. Yeah. Like, I remember playing the campaign once, finishing it, and I then played zombies for about 3,000 hours after that.
Look at Black Ops 3, Kramer. How much have we played of that? And all we've ever done is zombies.
Yeah, I've still not finished the campaign of Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I've not even touched any other menu apart from the zombies one.
Yeah, I've played a bit of the multiplayer, and that's about. I've not played the zombies though. That was the reason I got Cold War as well.
Yeah,
I did the campaign in Cold War.
To be fair, we did play that quite a bit when we initially, because we did quite a bit of the multiplayer as well.
Yeah, Cold War was a good campaign. We played a bit of the multiplayer, but as I say, the majority of the hours, probably about 70% of the hours, were on the zombies.
Yeah. Well, fucking! I remember playing zombies back in the day, and like it was fucking sick.
Yes, too, with the Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the days. You'd get to round 40 on Kino and be happy.
You would. It would take 18 million bullets to kill a zombie.
Yeah.
Being like, fucking Jesus Christ. But it was sick. So some of my fondest memories are playing Black Ops Zombies back in the day and stuff like that. It was really good. It was really good.
I feel like COD games though. There are some like COD games which were like just massive flops. What was it? Was it Infinite Warfare or something like that?
Yeah. Advanced Warfare was.
Yeah. I
want to say Ghosts.
That. Well, from what I heard, or like been reading about, Ghosts, looking back on it from people who have played it, actually really enjoyed it. But when it first came out, it was like, oh my god, what is this? This is awful.
Yeah. You had to commit to Ghosts, and if you did, it was a good game. But not for me personally.
I remember when the year that came out, and it was the choice between Call of Duty Ghosts or Battlefield 4, and I got Battlefield 4.
Good choice. It was the better game. It was the better game
because it was the better game at the time. I've still not played it in years actually, but like if I ever went back to like playing like that game, I'd happily go back to it. I wouldn't choose Ghosts. A, I don't have it, but B, just because of when it came out, like you've still got the memories of like just how awful it is, and compared to what was already coming out with Battlefield 4 at the time. But just thinking on that, I was doing a bit of research actually again before, and I was looking at some of the.
I'm gonna nickname. Have you ever watched fucking Pointless, Aidan? You know the guy in Pointless, the fucking tall guy with the glasses. Which one? That's fucking you.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard Osman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was doing a bit of research before, and some of the biggest video game flops that have ever come out. The famous one from like the 90s is E.T. the Extraterrestrial, because of just how notorious it was for it.
Yeah.
But there is a game that came out in, when did it come out? 2003. For the and it was released on Microsoft Windows, distributed exclusively through Walmart.
Wow.
And it is called Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. And according to the gameplay sort of extract they've got on Wikipedia, I'll read it out, some of the best bits from this.
Go on.
Once selected, the player navigates their truck through checkpoints using the arrow keys. Driving in reverse allows the vehicle to accelerate continuously, while releasing the associated key will instantly halt the truck. So you could be driving back, reversing in your truck at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then if you let go of the reverse key, the truck stops instantly. And so it says there is no time limit to complete a race. The opponent does not move. The player's trucks can pass through the opponent and all objects placed on the route due to a lack of collision detection. Off-road bears no traction penalty. Hills can be ascended and descended without affecting the truck's speed, and traversal is possible in the emptiness outside the game map. Completing the race rewards the player with a trophy bearing the phrase "You're winner," spelt as though it was "You are winner."
Yeah.
Nice. You know, I was reading an article before, and you know what? Apparently, is the most wanted remaster among gamers.
Go
on. The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh.
I love the Simpsons Hit and Run. I love it.
What a game. Oh, the memories I have of Simpsons Hit and Run on the, what was it? Was it the PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
I think it was. What a quality game that was.
Yeah, but apparently that's
the first game I ever 100%ed.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently that is the most wanted remaster among gamers.
Oh my god, I'd pay £100 for it. Like,
yeah.
I actually would. Like,
there's someone who I've watched YouTube videos of it again, because that's all I ever do. And they've made the Simpsons Hit and Run as one giant map. So So you don't. So you know how, like, when you changed characters, you changed to a different area of Springfield.
Yeah, because it's like where they were at the time, or
yeah. Well, what they've done is they've built the map as each individual level stitched together as like one huge big map, and you can drive all the way around it.
Pretty good.
I don't follow. Sorry, I don't know. Like,
it's one map. It's a big map.
It's one map.
Yeah,
Instead
the whole
of
thing's just one map.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay, fair that. Okay, I thought you were going to like some deeper thing. Yeah, it's just one map that you play on. I was like, there's more levels. I only played the first level, but 100% of the game.
No, but what? But it's just it's. I find it just pretty cool how like a game like Simpsons Hit and Run still like resonates with so many people now that people are rebuilding it and making the map like as one rather than individual levels, just because the technology is there now for us to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Great.
It's
I love it.
It is great to see like some of those old games, because I got the Spyro Reignited trilogy on Steam, and then the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, and replaying them was like, fuck me, it was so good.
I got them on the Switch, but yeah, same thing.
It was incredible.
The nostalgia drop was brilliant.
It was really good. Because, funnily enough, Crash Bandicoot was the first game I ever like fully finished. But it was like, oh my god, this is awesome. It's like when they did the Shadow of the Colossus on the PS4, like, fucking hell. I didn't use my PS4 much, but like I played the shit out of that.
I remember you playing the shit out of that.
How much I was into it. Well, it was fun. It was fun.
What's your most hyped game
ever? Oh
no, coming off.
There's at the minute I'd probably say Kerbal Space Program 2. There's another one on Steam coming out called Terra Invicta, which I'm looking forward to that, but that's quite a small title. But probably Kerbal Space Program 2 at the minute, as it stands.
What about you, Aidan?
For me, probably Hogwarts Legacy is
Hogwarts
the big one that I'm really, really hyped for. Either that or the sequel to Breath of the Wild. I love the Breath. I love the Legend of Zelda series. It's such a great series. I say that they innovate each game, but it's true. They innovate each game that they produce, and they take the time to actually care for the game and make the games the best they can be.
Yeah.
And it shows with Ocarina of Time being, according to Metacritic, the best game of all time.
It's good.
Ocarina of Time, the best game, 99 out of 100. Almost perfect. It's the only 99 out of 100 game by Metacritic.
What did Elden Ring get on it, out of curiosity? And The Witcher 3? What did they get on Metacritic?
Let us have a look. Because I did look at them before. So I think Metacritic put Elden Ring like 96. Elden Ring got.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. Let's have a look. I can't see.
You can't see? That's not good.
I can't see. I could just have a look.
Come on, Aidan, you're supposed to be the researcher.
92.
92! Fucking Metacritic.
So we got 92 on the PS4, 93 on the PC version, and 91 on the Xbox One version.
That's daylight robbery, that is a sham. Fucking Metacritic. Fuck off. Sham. Absolute shambles. However, I think we've done close to an hour there. I think that might be a good stopping point, to be honest, boys.
Sounds good.
It's been fun, first episode. Thank you everyone for listening / watching if you have done, and we'll see you next week. See you in a bit.